All right, now once you hit create, it is going to bring you to this page. And this page is really where you build the fundamentals of your website. You'll see here that the first thing that it asks you to do is to select a template. Now, template is just a background layout of your website. Think of it as like window dressing. You can choose to have none at all. As you can see here, there is actually a blank template that you can choose if you want to create the world's most boring website. Most of us, though, are interested in some sort of color or theme. You'll see a few examples here of that. The most obvious one for us is, of course, the classroom site. But if you'd like something different or more interesting, go ahead and browse the gallery for more. And you'll see a long list of sites here, or themes that you can choose from. And you can even organize them by category or purpose. There's even a schools and education section here with more templates available to you. Now, I'm an old-fashioned kind of girl, so I'm going to go with the basic classroom site. And once I do, next step is to name my site or to give it a title. Now, you want to give your site a title that reflects who you are and the purpose of the site. So I'm going to go ahead and put Miss Cermak, since that is my name. Now, let's say I'm a first grade teacher. I could very easily make a first grade website. Okay. And this can be pretty much anything. If I taught biology, it could be Miss Cermak's biology webpage or website. Okay. Now notice that whatever I put here is automatically populated down here. And the reason for that is because this is your URL. It is your web address. It is what people are going to type into their browser when they want to get to your site. Now you'll probably notice it's kind of long. Okay. It's going to be tedious to type into a browser, and people might make mistakes and it'll take them to the wrong page. You don't want that. So you do want to shorten this if you can. There are a couple of options for doing this. The first one is to use Google Domains, and Google Domains essentially allows you to get rid of this little section right here. Okay. What it makes it is essentially MissCermaksBiologyWebsite.com. Now, short and sweet, very good, but domains are not free. So please keep that in mind. If you don't want to pay for a domain, there is another way for you to shorten your website, and that is through tinyurl.com. And we'll get to that in a bit. I'm not going to get to that right now. But first, let's move on to the next option that we have here, and that is to select a theme. You'll notice there's a lot of very nice colors and very pretty pictures and patterns that you can integrate into your template. Now, I tend to get really lost and overanalyze these things, so I'm going to just go ahead and leave my theme as is, whatever is incorporated into the classroom site. Before we move on to more options, let's go ahead and change this to reflect the actual purpose of this site. Okay, and it's automatically populated down here, as you'll notice. For more options, there's really only two. The only one for our purpose that really matters is site description, and that's where you can provide a brief statement of your site's content and purpose. I'm going to go ahead and assume that since we're building a class site, we don't need anything about mature content, but we do have to prove that we're not a robot. So let's go ahead and do that. And Google has a peculiar way of doing that. It's going to give you instructions for selecting something that is in a set of images. It could be rivers, or find all the images with kayaks, or it really depends on what you get. In this case, I have to find all the images with bread. So I'm going to do that. I think that's bread, and that is bread. So I think I've got them all. So I will click verify. And I am indeed not a robot. So I am ready to create my site. So I'm going to go up here and click create. And while I'm waiting, it's going to load my site, and it'll pop up in a new tab, and then I'm ready to begin.